4, 3, 2, 1.
When I was leaving my organization, people said to me, they said, Vaney, are you scared? You know, what you're doing, this is not safe. This is scary. And I would always tell them, I'm scared to stay because I could do this. I could do this for forever, but I don't want to. And the more PTO I get, the greater my benefits get, the more 401k somebody matches, the harder it is for me to leave and go do what I actually want to do. And as I was talking to this person about safety, what this person had not realized is that I had just come from a conversation about this person's position. That very day, I had a conversation about what was going to happen in the state of that particular department. That person thought they were safe because they didn't know they weren't. That's not real safety. And so at that point, we both kind of clicked and said, nah, if we're going to risk it, if we're going to be in harm's way, it's going to be at our choosing. As I like to say, I can do stupid, but I can't be sent to do stupid. So one of the things you're going to hear a lot throughout these speaks today, one of the things you're going to hear a lot about us is courage and how we engage and how we manage with fear. It's hard to get to any of these places without being willing to challenge those things. And many times, our fear is a signal to where we need to head. One of the things we talk a lot about with Think 3D is courage. And the definition of courage is the ability to overcome fear. The ability to overcome fear. This is often confused with the absence of fear. But it is not the absence of fear. Fear is present. You see, fearless cannot be courageous. Courage is reserved for people who feel fear and make the choice to overcome it. That's what that is. Now, that can be difficult because we live in a world where you're going to experience fear however you slice it. And so my question is always, what do I want to be afraid of? Do I get a part to play in that? Do I get to choose? And for me, what I found out was that there were some themes that always screamed out to me that I was more afraid of than the things that people told me I should be afraid of. Like for me, the fear of not fitting in pales in comparison to the fear I feel of being inauthentic and not being myself. Doesn't even come close. People would always say, you do too much. As an individual, I do too much. As a business, we do too much. But that fear pales in comparison to the fear I feel of not doing enough, of not being where I'm supposed to be in that person's life that needs me. That fear drives me more than any fear that would bring me comfort. That's not what I want. I want to make an impact. So in a life where you can't erase it of fear, you can't get rid of it, what are you afraid of? What do you want to be afraid of? I think that the only thing a person should want to be is everything that they say they are. And sometimes that's what makes it so hard to say who you are or what you're going to accomplish, because what if you don't? Scary. What should be far scarier is if you don't try, is if you tuck it in, is if you hide, is if you take all of those gifts that we know you have, all of those abilities that people helped instill in you, and you don't show them. We always ask people to think about the people that they love, the people that they care about, the people that have contributed to who you are as a person. And we always challenge people to think about how you might reflect on those people when you walk into a room and you shrink. How you're reflecting on those gifts and those contributions when you genuinely question whether or not your voice deserves to be heard or whether or not it's meant for you to do it or whether or not you can. Of course you can. What does it mean when all of those people who contributed to who you are never get to see it lived out? That's scary to me. So my question to you at your tables that I want you to talk about is, what's your fear that you want? Pick your fear. What is the thing that will drive you more past those things that aren't easy for you to do? Is it fear of not being a good parent? Is it fear of not being a good spouse? Is it a fear of not realizing your potential? Choose your fear. Pick your fear. What do you want to be most afraid of? Something that drives you more than comfort could ever give you. So at your tables, what are you afraid of? What do you want to be afraid of? Pick your fear. And go.